I could really do when I put my mind to it. That's in me. Tell me I'm beside myself, outside my body, I'm in my trying to land on my feet, free falling as we speak. What is it to you that I believe in me? What is it to you to succeed? It's like the breath I need. Does it help you to try to bring me down?
Climbing energy versus I am energy. Climbing energy where we feel like we are trying to get somewhere. I am energy where we feel like we are the person in the situation. We are living the situation. We are the person living the situation, and we are in the situation in which we are striving towards. So climbing energy versus I am energy. When we're in climbing energy, we make the journey more resistant and more difficult for ourselves, when instead of like holding that mentality, that energy that we're trying to get somewhere, we hold that mentality, that energy that I am the person that I want to be in that space that I'm trying to get to, and I'm already in that space that I'm trying to get to. Holding that I am energy makes the journey more like a lazy river, like a relaxing day on a lazy river in your inner tube with your lemonade, versus like whitewater rafting in Colorado is climbing energy, where you got to really put in that energy not to hurt yourself, not to drown. Climbing energy versus I am energy. The definition of acknowledge: to say that you accept or do not deny the truth or existence of something. Britannica. Physics, Greek physis, meaning nature. Physics is the study of natural operations of things. We humans were misaligned with nature, true nature. Why our computations of nature are so convoluted. We have a strict acceptance on what is acknowledged on the international scale when it comes to the computations and figurings of our physical reality. Anything outside of that strict interpretation, strict measurements of our physical reality is not acknowledged. We humans were misaligned with nature, true nature. Why our computations of nature are so convoluted. Just as the human being was programmed to conform, the attempt to limit reality with the human creation of what reality is, while allowing anything outside of the definition as defined by the human being that is out of alignment with infinite expansive reality, is the reason as to why the human perpetually computes more questions than answers. Just as the human being was programmed to conform, the attempt to limit reality with the human creation of what reality is, while allowing anything outside of that definition as designed by the human being that is outside of alignment with infinite expansive reality, is the reason as to why the human perpetually computes more questions than answers. There is the reality that we perceive through the creation of our minds. That creation of our minds is programmed and a projection of the things that we learn in our earthly experiences, of societal programming, of ancestral programming. says that there's the creation of the reality of our minds, of the artificial programming, human history programming, and then there is actual reality. There is an infinite reality. There is an expansive reality. And this actual, infinite, and expansive reality is a reality that we are being awakened to. The reality we perceived as reality before, in our dysfunction, in our misalignment with divinity, in our misalignment with all of infinite creation, was a very nimble and fragile reality. At any point, that reality we created could have come crashing down, could have shattered. At any point, the reality we created through our humanism, our history of the collective of humanity, through our programming, artificial programming, was a reality that could have shattered in any moment, in a second. This is how fragile and nimble that reality is. We have to come together and make the conscious decision as individuals and as a collective to, by free will, begin to transition out of our false reality. We have to, as a collective, as humanity, free will, begin to make the transition, which will allow us a transition of ease and grace versus a momentary shatter. That transition of ease and grace, we have to consciously decide to make. We have to choose by going within and realizing self, true self, infinite self, expansive self, cosmic self, angelic self, in order to begin to transition our own personal realities to assist with the collective energetic transition of humanity as a whole and Father, Mother Gaia, planet Earth as a whole. When we allow our humanism to direct our path over our divinity, over our souls, we make way for the dysfunction. We make way for the disease. We make way for the confusion of what is life, who am I? Close your eyes if you are in a safe space to do so. You're not operating a car or heavy machinery. Close your eyes and imagine a vast, dark space. Close your eyes and imagine a vast, dark space. And now imagine this vast, dark space luminized by a massive, contracting, geometrical, spherical creation. Imagine this vast space being lit up by a geometrical, spherical creation that is in a constant rhythmic motion. And each rhythmic motion is marked by a contraction of the energy of the creation, a contraction being a tightening and a release of the creation. There is no future, there is no past. There is only the now moment, as each contraction or each tightening or release of the geometrical spherical creation is the creation of every now moment. There is no future, there is no past. Each contraction, each tightening and release of the energies of the geometrical spherical creation is creating your every now moment. When we seek to please people or things outside of us, we align ourselves with their energetic perception of us versus aligning ourselves with who and what God purposed us to be. As I am walking with ease and grace in alignment with my divinity on the path of my path designed by the Most High Creator, by God, Goddess, I am working through these energies that are very subconscious. I am seeing these energies that are very subconscious. These energies that are energies of resentment and anger and fear for not being in alignment with my divinity, for not being in alignment with my soul, for not walking in the purpose that I have rediscovered, the purpose that was created by God for me. Quelling or alchemizing these fears of anger, resentment, and fear with the understanding, the higher vibrational perspective that everything that I experienced, that alchemized, created these energies of fear, anger, and resentment that are subconscious, deeply rooted, and long-stemming, are all energies. Fear, resentment, anger are energies that were intentional, energies that I orchestrated on a soul level, on a divine level, to experience, to create, in order to be able to sustain the walk that I am walking in my purpose, in order to be able to endure the walk that I am walking in my purpose, in order to be able to navigate the walk that I am walking in my purpose. Don't let the fear of not being perfect, which perfectionism is an illusionary standard. Don't let the fear of not being perfect keep you from walking in your purpose. Keep you from wielding the power that you are. I was energetically, mentally assigning my power away to others. I was energetically and mentally assigning my power away to others so that I didn't feel so alone, right? Because our powers are like our unique fingerprints. Our powers are a unique alchemy that God, Goddess, the Most High Creator, created when you came into being. So the creation of you is like your thumbprint. Your unique soul essence is your thumbprint. Your unique soul energy is your thumbprint. It is an energy that is uniquely yours. An energy that is not only uniquely yours, but is an energy that is to serve a purpose that is unique to you, whatever that purpose may be. Now, you might be doing something that other people are doing, but the energy that you do it with makes it unique to you. I was signing my energy away to other people to make myself feel comfortable so that I didn't feel alone. And again, a part of the, and that was always a part of my soul plan, my soul contract, my soul outline, was to experience the energies of loneliness, to experience the energies of feeling ousted, to experience the energies of feeling like a black sheep, in order to regain my voice, in order to regain my power, in order to wield my power, to assist others who feel like they don't have a voice, to assist others that feel like they're a black sheep, to learn how to tap into the energy that is them, in order to utilize the energy that is them to speak their truth, to be their truth, to wield their power. I am only a part of the whole. I am only a part of the whole, as you are only part of the whole. But at the same time, your part is unique. Only you can wield your part. Only you can emanate the light that you are, because the light that you are is unique to you. So when we have this humanism concept that since, we're only 1 out of 7 billion, that the 1 isn't important, as the 1 is just a fraction of the 7 billion. But your 1 out of the 7 billion is a unique 1. You are a unique 1. You are a unique energy that was intentionally seeded in the 7 billion to serve as a pivotal component of the operation of the 7 billion. You are important. You are important. We cannot shock or disappoint God. We cannot shock and disappoint God. We can only shock and disappoint ourselves. God sees it all before it happens. God, divinity sees it all before it all happens. You cannot shock God. You cannot shock the divine. You cannot disappoint God. You cannot disappoint the divine. All of the cruel and brutalating things that happen seemingly behind closed doors. All of the cruel and brutalizing things that happen behind closed doors are not happening behind closed doors. You are on a stage. You are on a stage with high and low lights. You are on a stage with high and low lights. You have an audience of trillions. You have an audience of trillions whenever you think you are doing something behind a closed door. This next portion of this installment of Kingdom Things podcast will be a channeled message from Jesus Christ, or also known as Jeshua. I will signal when Jesus' message is complete. How far we have come. How far we have come. How far we have come, humanity. I tried, I did what I could for the human collective as I am on my throne in the realms of the kingdom of the One. I am basking in the knowing that my human embodiment on planet Earth was a human embodiment in which was purposeful and purposed to assist with present day humanity. The love that I have for humanity is all-encompassing. I feel as though I have been a part of such a grand creation. I am honored to have had the journey of my soul placed in the dimension, placed in the space, placed in the time in which my physical embodiment served. All of which I have bared to the human, all of which I have bared to the human collective. I would bear again. I am that I am, just as you are that I am. This was my message. This was my message. You are me as I am you. We are that I am. We are that I am. This was my message. I gracefully and gratefully pass the baton of the responsibility of leading the generation of humanity to freedom to Ashley. Ashley being only a brief embodiment of an energy, a soul that I know personally, dearly. I need humanity to know that I love humanity. Humanity, I am here. I have never left. My departure was only a physical one, as the energy of who I am and the energy of who you are is everlasting in every space, dimension, as we are that I am. We are going to begin to be triggered in ways that are going to trigger unconventional energies within us. Unconventional energies because our minds are not going to be able to decipher what the heck these energies are. Our minds are not going to be able to decipher what the energies are. And that's why these triggers are triggering unconventional energies. I just got a channel of communication from the divine aspect of myself or my soul. I am consciously and by choice. I am consciously and by choice on a twin flame journey. I say that I am consciously and by choice on a twin flame journey because I am at a level of conscious understanding that I create my life and that I have the choice to no longer be on a twin flame journey. I have the choice to walk away from the twin flame journey, but that is not something that I want to do. Or whether it's destined for me to stay on this twin flame journey, or not. I have free will. I know, I have a knowing that this in my heart, I have a knowing that this twin flame journey is a journey that I am destined to fulfill. And on a humanism level, in my mind, in my soul, in my heart, in my body, I want to fulfill this twin flame journey for reasons that are beyond this life experience, for reasons that are beyond this earth experience. But my twin flame triggers, I just got a remembrance and knowing for myself. Please stop it, Zoe. Please stop chewing on your collar. Thank you. I just got a knowing remembrance for my soul that my twin flame triggered and triggers energies within me that predate my earthly experience. My twin flame triggered within me energies that predate my earthly experience. As my twin flame is an energy that triggers my authentic energy, and my authentic energy is an infinite energy that has dwelled in many spaces, places, and realms, just like your authentic energy is an energy that has most likely dwelled in many different spaces, places, and realms. You are going to come across individuals in your life, whether they are romantic or not, whether they are twin flames or not, that are going to trigger your authentic energy. We have to take the onus, the responsibility to understand that they are simply triggers. They are simply mirrors to our truth. And for those who, I'm being guided to say, everyone has a twin flame. Everyone has a person that is embodying or carrying or is a frequential soul essence that is complementary to your own. It's whether or not you want to decide to put the work in to traverse that journey, the work that's required to traverse that journey of realizing a substantial, a long-lasting relationship, a physical relationship with that frequential energy that mirrors your own. A new realization of the widening perception of oneness. Every show you tuned into, every talk show you tuned into that talked about a person in history, whether that person in history was being talked about for their good deeds that they contributed to society, or whether that person was being talked at in order to dissect their personality, the things that they did in their life, be that atrocious things, be that demonic things, be that diabolic things. Those people that we tuned in to listen about who they are and the things that they did, those people are our mirror. Those people are our mirror. Those people are a manifestation of the energies that we carry as a collective. Every single person that has incarnated into the human experience Every single embodiment of the energies of humanity are only a manifestation of the energies that we carry as a collective. We each carry these energies. We each tap into these energies. It all depends on the different circumstances and conditions that contribute to how we show up, how we manifest these energies that we all share as a collective called humanity. When we perceivably died in our past incarnations on earth, when we perceivably die, we are, in all actuality, in all reality, shedding the density of limitation. When we quote unquote die, we are transitioning, shedding the density of our earthly human limitation. Our soul, our unique soul essence, our unique soul frequency lives on infinitely. When we quote unquote died, we were shedding the density of our human limitations. Our unique soul frequency lives on infinitely. Humans are deceptive. The human experience casts a flashlight over on the human earth experience casts a flashlight on the deception, the energy of deception that was rampant in infinite creation. The human experience, the earth experience, casted a light on the deception that was rampant in infinite creation. The human only magnified, only mirrored the deception that was, and in some parts is still rampant in all of infinite creation. The human's inability to understand and be conscious of its ways, its manipulative and deceptive ways, as past human collective has shown with past human collective's creations, showed and exemplified and casted a light on where infinite creation had room to grow. Whenever we are guided to release things in our lives, whenever we are guided to release things in our lives, know that with elevation and upward trajectory, with the intent to progress, intent to raise your vibration, intent to elevate your earth experience, you will always release in order to welcome something that is grander than what you released, something that fulfills the sensations that what you released gave you, but benefits you more, benefits you greater, for the highest good of yourself and the highest good of all of creation. Many times, highly sensitive people or empaths in our more disempowered state or our more unawakened state, unaware state, we are drawn to these people that hindsight, we see these people represented the lower vibrational, more dense aspects of self. These people were mirrors of lower vibrational, more dense aspects of self. So I'm coming into a new understanding as to why those relationships, those dynamics with those people that we were so drawn to had happened. You know, it was for the growth and the love of self, the awakening of self, the catapulting into realizing and understanding the true authentic self, in order to awaken to our purpose, to which our purpose is on a soul level as souls incarnated into the earth experience, is to assist with the upliftment and the shifting of this realm, of this population of beings into a more high vibrational, divinely aligned collective of beings and planet realm. So, I had energies and aspects of myself that were ashamed and embarrassed for being so drawn and attracted to these people. When, my truth, when my truth is the antithesis of, the emblem that these people represented in my life. This is part of the light worker's task. As we were drawn and attracted to these people that were mirrors of the lower vibrational aspects of ourselves, and we chased after these people, we lusted after these people, we wanted these people. It was their higher selves, it was their God essence calling us in. Those lower vibrational, dense aspects of ourselves, those mirrors of those people represented, those people, their divine aspects of self, their God selves, their high vibrational energy, their divine energy, what was pulling us in, what was calling us in. Their soul selves, their divinity was calling us in order to assist that person, drop seeds in that person, plant seeds into that person to help that person awaken to their divinity. To drop codes into that person to assist that person with awakening to their divinity. Because their journey to awaken to their divinity is a lot longer of a road than our journeys to awaken to our divinity. So we shouldn't beat up on ourselves for those people that were placed along our path, where their divine self, their God selves called us in. That was part of our mission, to assist with dropping seeds, planting seeds, dropping divine codes into them to help them awaken. Because again, their journey to awaken is a lot longer than our journey to awaken, as they are souls that have not elevated, have not evolved to the vibrations, to the frequencies, to the level of spiritual learnedness, spiritual knowledge that in which our souls have, in which highly sensitive people's souls have, in which empath souls have. My good sis, my goddess sis, my aunt Oshun wants to make it very clear. My other aspect of self, Oshun, wants to make it very clear. All of that, that's my aunt, that's my goddess sis, that's my sis, that's the other aspect of self. Oshun, the Orisha Oshun, wants to make it very clear that a part of her story that is misunderstood is that a part of her not understanding the force of her goddess essence was a part of her path. As she became intimately acquainted with many men, that intimate acquaintance was assisted with the upliftment of the planet, assisted with the upliftment of the realm. So we ignore that aspect of Oshun's story. We ignore that aspect of Oshun's story. Or Oshun, or Orisha, wants to help put out the aspect, shine a light on the aspect of her story that her laying with many men was a part of her path to assist with the upliftment of this realm, because the light that she is assisted with activating the light in the men that she laid with. At the same time, she didn't know her goddess power. She didn't understand her goddess power. She didn't hold herself to the esteem that she should have. But all of that was intentional, because she was assisting with the upliftment of the planet of the realm as she spread her light. In that aspect of her story, she wants light to be shed on that aspect of her story. Oshun wants that light to be shed on that aspect of her story. And so it shall be. Another aspect or dimension to a story. The star seed. The star seed. In our human experience in this lifetime, in this modern day generation, we experience a lot of feelings, a feeling of lack of feeling worthy of love, lack of feeling worthy of anything good. We have these feelings. We have low self-esteem. And we have this victimhood phase that we go through. I was shown the understanding. I was shown in quote unquote past times, what is time, when the starseed or the higher vibrational beings incarnated into the earth realm, when we got here, we acted a fool. We acted a donkey. We acted an ass. We took advantage of lower vibrational souls, less spiritually evolved souls incarnated as humans. And we took pleasure out of taking advantage of lower vibrational souls, less spiritually evolved souls incarnated as humans. We took advantage of humans with souls that were lower spiritually evolved souls than ourselves. And we took pleasure out of this. We took pleasure out of this. What goes around comes around. We, in this generation, before our awakening, as we awaken, the pains, the shadow work that we're going through, these energies are all karmic energies in which we created during our earth experience. And these energetic creations during our earth experience mirror the creations of our galactic soul, our soul's galactic journey. So these energies that we feel of feeling low self-esteem, lack of self-worth, are energies that are karmic energies in which we created, we alchemized when, during the history of our earth experience, we took advantage of people that had lower, less evolved spiritual souls, lower spiritual evolved souls. And we took pleasure out of that stuff. We took pleasure out of that stuff. When I was shown this, it resonated. I was like, And what got me, So the way I was shown, how it was shown, when we're little kids, we're small kids, and like, let's say we're walking on the sidewalk and we see like an ant or a bug and we like stomp on it. Like it's an innate, it's an innate energy of wanting to like wield your power, show that you're powerful. So we like stomp on a bug. I remember when I was in grade school, I went to a daycare where outside on the playground in the daycare, there were grub worms in the soil. There were like a lot of grub worms. There were a family of grub worms in the soil, and we would dig up the grub worms and we would squish them because like so much like they were filled with gush, and we would pull up the grub worms and we would squish them, right? And God showed me the infinite other divine aspects of self, showed me it's an innate thing in the human being where the human being it's an energy in the human being where the human being wants to wield its power over something more vulnerable than it is. It's an energy in the human being. It's a karmic energy in the human being where the human being wants to wield its power over something less vulnerable or more vulnerable than it is. So we want to wield our power over something that's more vulnerable than we are. As a child on the playground, it was the grub worms in the dirt. As a child, it's the ant on the sidewalk when you're walking. As starseeds, it was the humans that were lower, less evolved spiritually on a soul level. And we squished the humans, we abused other humans, we took advantage of other humans because they were less spiritually evolved than we were, and we took pleasure out of that. There's a movie that's coming out soon. I don't. It's like Don't Worry, Darling, or something like that. It's like the It's like, you know, those movies where they show like super wealthy people, like the top 1%, like super duper wealthy people. And they like kidnap people, like regular everyday people, and then make them do these like gruesome, disgusting, like torturous things to each other, like for entertainment. That's how the starseeds were to the human being. That's how the starseeds were to the human being. That's the energy that the starseeds created, that energy of like the top 1% kidnapping human beings and making them kill each other and making them play like the Hunger Games for entertainment. That's the energy that the starseeds cultivated when we were derogatory, when we defamed, when we played games with the lower vibrational souls, the souls that were less evolved, the humans that were less evolved spiritually. The starseed, the human being is stepping into new levels of evolution where we have to hold our boundaries, sustain our own well-being, at the same time not reject and seclude ourselves from others, not reject others and seclude ourselves from others, not group up and seclude ourselves from others, because this grouping and secluding ourselves and differentiating ourselves from others is only that underlying energy of trying to maintain dominance over others because of others' differences. This energy created the Holocaust. This energy created the war in Ukraine, among many other catastrophic and heart-wrenching happenings in the humanity's history. We are not here to repeat history. We're here to create history. We have to come into balance with shining our light within the elements of the world that are not made of the frequential resonance of the elements of our higher truths. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. Shout out to Mr. Sean Carter. Shout out to Mrs. Beyonce Knowles Carter. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. This is a channeled message from the Most High Creator. This is a channeled message from the Most High Creator. The human being. What is the purpose for your existence? What is life? The question that plagues your mind. The question that plagues your mind. Nobody wins when the family is feuding. The human being's genome is an amalgamation of creations across the span of infinite creation. The human being's genome is an amalgamation of the creations across infinite creation. The energies of creations across infinite creations make up the genome of the human being. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. The emotions that you call jealousy, anger, sadness, that you attach to the energies in which move through your body, the energies in which you feel, you name them, you call them sadness, jealousy, anger, rage, these lower vibrational energies that you think these energies, the way I'm feeling, can't be from anything good. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. Ashley channeled in the Kingdom Things podcast titled In Plain Sight that there are 6 spheres of creation. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however you channel the numbers of spheres of creation. The reason why I say this is because Ashley came across information that says there is 7 spheres of creation. The number of spheres of creation is trivial when it comes to what the notion that there are spheres of creation is supposed to teach you about yourself. The trivial questioning of how many spheres of creation there is, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, or 10, is trivial compared to what the existence, the beingness of spheres of creation is supposed to teach you about yourself. That is a question that Ashley had herself. That is trivial. That is besides the point. That is trying to be driven home in that message, in that channel message, as well as this one. So let's say that there are 6 spheres of creation, original creation. When these 6 spheres of creation came together to create by the relation of each other, these 6 spheres of creation created alchemical creations that seem to be adverse to what creation was intended to be. Harmony, balance, alchemical wizardry, alchemical creations that spawn something greater, more intentional, more efficient than what came together to create that aspect of creation. The 6 spheres of creation came together, and our alchemical creations spawned energies of imbalance, energies out of balance, out of alignment from what the 6 original spheres of creation intended to create. I'm going to leave that there for you to listen back and glean new information, new insights about yourself, Ashley, and those who are a human being just like Ashley. You mirror Ashley, therefore, listen back to that message and glean what you can learn from yourself from that piece of information. The energies that you call rage, sadness, jealousy, envy, the lower vibrational energies that plague your being, that you all have these energies within you. Those energies are energies that are likened to the energies that were created when the 6 spheres of creation came together to create an alchemical process, an alchemical creation that was intended to be greater of that in which the 6 spheres of creation are as they stand on their own, seemingly. As the 6 spheres of creation seemingly stand on their own, the energies that they are in and of themselves, in and of ourselves, the creations that we were supposed to spawn together as we came together in our alchemical processes were supposed to be creations, were intended to be creations of a greater magnitude, a greater impact than the creations that we are in and of ourselves as the 6 spheres of creation, the 6 spheres of original creation. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. The 6 spheres of creation came together, and our alchemical processes spawn these energies that you call lower vibrational energies that inside of your being manifest as jealousy, anger, rage, sadness, greed. We created with these energies. We created with these energies a additional energies, additional creations were spawned from the alchemical processes of the 6 original spheres of creation. And these infinite creations, these infinite aspects that spawn from the alchemical process of the mixing and mingling and relating between the 6 spheres of original creation, created an amalgamation of energies that make up what you call the multiverse. Within and of this multiverse came many beings that span far and local to your own galaxy. And these many beings and creations that span far and local from your own galaxy the wars that you have on your planet, the anger that you have on your planet, the fights that you have within your family. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. These energies of jealousy, anger, rage that manifest in your society, manifest in your households, are energies that are a microcosmic tempered mirror to the energies of infinite creation that needed to be balanced in an alchemical process of creation that is that of the human being. What is your purpose for being an existence human being? Your purpose is to balance the energies, work out the energies, work out the inflated energies of all of infinite creation that cause the wars, that cause the disease, that cause the dysfunction on your own planet. Those energies that cause the disease, that cause the wars, cause the dysfunction on your own planet. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. Are energies that stem from the amalgamated genome of the human being, as the amalgamation of the genome of the human being consists of beings and energies from all over the multiverse. Those beings and energies from all over the multiverse, again, are creations of the alchemical processes of the 6 original spheres of creation, and which created energies that seemed to be less than what those 6 spheres of infinite creation are standing on their own. Little did we know, at the same time we knew everything. Human being, your reason for existence, the reason you stand where you are today to listen to this message on this podcast, is to heal yourself, to align yourself, to work out the energies inside of yourself that are discordant. As you work out the energies that are discordant within yourself, you are aligning the stars in all of infinite creation. You are bringing into alignment all of infinite creation. What is the point of the human being? The human being's point of existence is the human being to be happy and in balance and joyful and loving unconditionally. Loving unconditionally, meaning going within yourself and loving on those parts of yourself that are jealousy, rage, anger, hate, distrust in all of natural creation. What is the point of the human being? Human being, be happy. Human being, know yourself. Human being, come into balance. As you're happy, as you know yourself, as you come into balance, you bring into alignment all of infinite creation. We'll call all of infinite creation the multiverse, for the sake of your evolution, for the sake of the human being's evolution. As there are questions in your scientific community on whether or not the universe you live in, you stem from, is the only universe in creation. No, it is not. As you go within the human being, as you go within human being and bring your own energies within into alignment, you are aligning all of infinite creation, all of the multiverse. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. Never mind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James. Bleep. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? It's never mind who you thought I was. I'm this. Bleep. We are very rigid and have strict interpretations of what we want our realities to be, have strict interpretations of how our realities will unfold. God is miraculous. God is a magician. Look up the definition of wizardry. Look up the definition of alchemical transmutation, creation of proportions in which your mind can't conceive, because these transmutations and alchemizations are wizardry. They are not of this world. They are not of our mind's conception. Never mind who you thought I was. Never mind who you thought I was. We have to allow ourselves to expand outside of what we expect and what we know. Because this reality that we're stepping into, it's outside of the bounds of this world that we were programmed into. It's outside of this world, period. It's outside of what we've been programmed to believe. It's outside of what we know. Never mind of what you thought. Allow what is, allow what will be to alchemize in your reality.
Trying to let all my fears